Have you ever wondered about the sheer destructive power of nuclear bombs and how this energy is harnessed? These powerful forces capable of altering the course of history have piqued the curiosity of many. There's a fascination, a morbid curiosity, surrounding these weapons of mass destruction. They're more than just a symbol of power, they're a scientific marvel, a testament to human ingenuity, albeit a dark one. Well, get ready to unravel the mystery of nuclear bombs and their workings. Unveiling the science behind nuclear bombs demands understanding of two fundamental processes, fission and fusion. Let's begin with nuclear fission. Picture this: a heavy atom like uranium or plutonium is struck by a neutron. This causes the atom to become unstable and it splits apart. As it does so, it releases a substantial amount of energy and, crucially, more neutrons. These newly released neutrons then go on to strike other atoms, causing them to split and release even more energy and neutrons. This creates a chain reaction of atomic splits, each one releasing energy, and this is the raw power that drives a nuclear bomb. However, there's another process at play in these devices, and it's known as nuclear fusion. Unlike fission, which breaks atoms apart, fusion combines light atoms to form heavier ones. This process happens at incredibly high temperatures and pressures, much like those found in the heart of stars. Imagine two hydrogen atoms colliding at high speed. When they collide, they fuse together, forming a heavier helium atom. But here's the catch. The mass of the helium atom is less than the combined mass of the two hydrogen atoms that created it. The missing mass hasn't vanished though. Instead, it's been converted into energy, as described by Einstein's famous equation, EmC2. This energy is released in the form of light and heat, and it's this process that powers the sun and other stars. In a hydrogen bomb, the second type of nuclear weapon, both fission and fusion are used. The fission bomb acts as a trigger, creating the extreme conditions necessary for fusion to occur. The fusion process then releases an even greater amount of energy than fission alone, leading to a much more powerful explosion. So whether it's the splitting of heavy atoms in fission, or the combining of light atoms in fusion, the science behind nuclear bombs is all about harnessing the immense energy locked within the heart of an atom. The power of nuclear bombs stems from these two processes. A nuclear bomb is more than just its explosive power. It's a complex assembly of components working together. To truly understand the magnitude of its operation, let's delve into the anatomy of a nuclear bomb and dissect its parts. Firstly, we have the heart of the bomb, the fissile core. This is typically composed of either uranium-235 or plutonium-239. These materials are chosen because of their ability to undergo fission, a process where the nucleus of an atom is split into two smaller nuclei, releasing a colossal amount of energy in the process. Surrounding the fissile core, we find the tamper. This isn't just a protective shell, it has a dual role. It works to reflect the neutrons produced by the fission back into the core to sustain the chain reaction, and under the immense pressure of the explosion, it can undergo fission itself, adding to the overall yield of the bomb. Next in line, we have the explosives. These aren't your run-of-the-mill dynamite sticks. They're high explosives designed to create a shockwave that compresses the fissile core, initiating the fission process. The arrangement of these explosives is crucial. They're typically set up in a symmetrical lens-like configuration to ensure the shockwave converges uniformly on the core. Lastly, we have the detonator. This is the trigger, the initiator. It's responsible for setting off the high explosives, which in turn start the chain reaction. The timing of this detonation is absolutely critical. A fraction of a second off, and the bomb could fizzle out rather than achieving its full destructive potential. As you can see, a nuclear bomb isn't just a big lump of radioactive material, it's a carefully crafted machine, where each part plays a specific role. From the fissile core at its heart, through the tamper and high explosives, right up to the detonator that sets the whole thing off. Each part plays a crucial role in the bomb's operation, contributing to its immense destructive power. The heart of a nuclear bomb's operation lies in a chain reaction. This is not just a statement, it's the fundamental principle that powers these fearsome weapons. But what, you might ask, is a chain reaction? Well, in the context of a nuclear bomb, a chain reaction refers to the process where the splitting of a single atom triggers the splitting of many more atoms, releasing a colossal amount of energy in the process. This is not just any old chain reaction, it's a nuclear chain reaction, and it's the key to the deadly potency of a nuclear bomb. Imagine a single neutron moving at high speed. It collides with a uranium-235 or plutonium-239 atom, both of which are fissile, meaning they can be split. The collision causes the atom to fission, or split, releasing energy and, more importantly, additional neutrons. These newly freed neutrons then speed off and collide with other fissile atoms, causing them to split and release yet more energy and neutrons. This process repeats again and again, each time multiplying the number of fissions, the amount of energy released, and the number of neutrons produced. This is the chain reaction. It's a self-sustaining cycle where the splitting of one atom leads to the splitting of many more. Each link in the chain multiplies the energy and the devastation. It's a process that, once started, can't be stopped until all the fissile material is exhausted. In a nuclear bomb, this chain reaction happens in a fraction of a second. The result is an explosion of unimaginable force, a burst of energy that can level cities and change the course of history. It's a demonstration of the incredible and terrifying power that lies in the heart of the atom. So in essence, a nuclear bomb is just a device for initiating a chain reaction. The bomb itself is simply the trigger, the spark that sets off the chain reaction. It's the chain reaction that does the real work. This chain reaction is what leads to the devastating explosion of a nuclear bomb. The explosion of a nuclear bomb releases a tremendous amount of energy in various forms. Let's dissect this cataclysmic event to understand the various impacts of a nuclear explosion. To start, the blast wave is the initial visible sign of a nuclear detonation. It's an incredibly powerful shock wave that moves outwards from the explosion's epicenter, causing massive destruction in its wake. Buildings crumble, trees are uprooted, and anything in its path is laid to waste. The blast wave is the primary cause of damage in a nuclear explosion. Next up, let's talk about the intense heat. Within a fraction of a second, the temperature at the core of a nuclear explosion can reach millions of degrees Celsius. This intense heat generates a fireball, which incinerates everything within its reach and sets off fires that can spread over a large area, causing further damage. But the devastation doesn't stop there. The radiation released during a nuclear explosion is perhaps the most insidious aspect of a nuclear bomb. This radiation can cause immediate sickness or death in those exposed, and long-term health effects like cancer in survivors. It also contaminates the environment, rendering it uninhabitable for years or even decades. Finally, the electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. This is a burst of electromagnetic radiation that can fry electronic circuits and disrupt communication systems, plunging a city into darkness and chaos. The EMP effect is often overlooked, but in our increasingly digital world, its impact could be catastrophic. So, what's the takeaway here? The effects of a nuclear bomb are multifaceted and far-reaching. Beyond the initial explosion, the blast wave, the heat, the radiation, and the electromagnetic pulse all combine to create a scenario of widespread destruction and long-lasting effects. The effects of a nuclear bomb go far beyond the initial explosion, causing widespread destruction and long-lasting effects. The power contained within these weapons is a stark reminder of the importance of nuclear disarmament and the pursuit of peace. The aftermath of a nuclear explosion is a grim picture of devastation and long-term consequences. As the dust and debris settle after an explosion, the enduring impact of a nuclear bomb becomes evident. Radiation sickness is a direct consequence, with symptoms ranging from nausea and vomiting to hair loss, burns, and potentially, death. Those who survive may pass on genetic mutations to their offspring, a tragic legacy that spans generations. Beyond human suffering, the environmental damage is profound. The immense heat and pressure of a nuclear explosion can incinerate vegetation, while the radiation can contaminate soil and water sources. This not only disrupts ecosystems but also affects agriculture, potentially leading to food shortages. The long shadow of nuclear fallout has prompted global efforts to control the proliferation of these weapons. Treaties and international agreements aim to reduce stockpiles and prevent new ones from being created. These efforts are crucial to ensuring the devastating effects of nuclear weapons are consigned to history, rather than our future. In the end, nuclear bombs serve as a stark embodiment of the paradox of human progress. On one hand, they represent the apex of scientific achievement. On the other, they underscore the lethal potential of that achievement when used imprudently. The power of nuclear bombs is a sobering reminder of the destructive potential of human technology.